Hey guys. So when I first saw this module, I went into my drive and I looked at my resume that I had in high school, and it was completely not for this at all. It was like all sentence format, like written out. It was just not done very well. It was for some like junior board for the bank in my hometown, the Farmers and Merchants Bank. It was something for that. And I know they weren't doing AI detectors or anything like that, but one thing that really shocked me when I watched this is that that's now such a common thing that AI, like your resume is not built for people anymore. It's built for computers to like go through and like fish out the things that they don't like and kind of sort through. They can sort through as you mentioned in the video, they can sort through your location. They can sort, so you might not even get to the interview process in a job just because you don't live somewhere near there, or if you didn't write enough keywords to match that job's description in your resume, then you won't get the same results as someone who actually like tailored their essay to apply for the specific job that they're looking for, which I thought was kind of crazy, and I didn't really know that. And when I was looking at it, I was like, okay, so this obviously has to change. So when I was doing the W-2 resume and cover letter, I really pulled all my like thoughts or I worked at two jobs. I worked at a restaurant as an employee, and then I worked at just a regular server. And then I worked at a country club where I was like a supervisor over like all of rec staff and stuff like that. So I genuinely I actually kind of had like two jobs where I could like pool my skills from and like make it sound more tailored to like each one, the W-2 and the 1099 one. So the W-2 one, I focused more on my serving job, being like I work well with other employees. I can talk to customers easily. Like I'm really good at um, getting along with others, things like that, communication and multitasking and being reliable, things like that. So, and then the other job, the 1099 resume and cover letter that I did, I focused more on like things that I did at my other job. I would hold meetings and like conduct meetings and things like that. I would be driving around, like going like keeping up with every location, like making sure that they're doing well. I like pulled from like the independent tasks that I had to that I like learned there and like used those skills instead and like those keywords, so that way when my resume and cover letter would get put into the system and something like this, it would be easier. It would be, I'm sorry, what's the word? It would be like, I'm so sorry, I'm going blank. Oh, it would be more tailored to that job, and the description would fit it better, and I would be seen as a better candidate for that job in general. And then some other research that I did on my own was I looked up like some AI tricks on like what words to use. Like looked up like what is easier for AI to like decipher. They decipher like simple formats, like nothing fancy, fonts and things like that. Like my other resume was like all colorful and it had cute fonts and whatnot, but AI just wants straight up. They want bullet points. They want easy to read, like keywords and things like that, because it's not a person that's reading this, and they're not going to feel any type of way about reading your skills in like a sentence or in bullet point. There's going to be no difference for a computer as it would be different for a person. And then another thing I like kind of did a little bit more research on was like not research, but I thought was really cool that he pointed out, and I like looked it up a little bit, was how he talked about branding yourself as like being like trying to do the 1099 job is you have to be like putting yourself out there. You're your own content. You're like creating your own content to support yourself and to make yourself like make yourself more available and easier to find for things like that. Like putting yourself out there. I thought it was really cool. I said some of the background checks, like they can find your like 8th grade pictures or something. I was like, oh my goodness. So putting yourself out there, putting your name. He said something about putting your name as like a URL online. So when you get looked up, you can like see it. Same thing with LinkedIn. You know, you look it up, your name, and you have a LinkedIn account, that'll pop up as well. So I thought that was really cool as well. The one thing I thought practitioners say that really like caught my eye was customize everything. So when I thought of like a resume before doing this module, when I thought of like a resume, I was like, oh, you have one resume with all your skills and like you use it to apply for every single one of your jobs. If you had a new job, like just add that job to the resume, add those skills to the resume. And after watching this, clearly that is not the truth. You need to be now we need to be tailoring our resumes to each job that we're applying for. Make our skills seem strong for that job. What skills do we need for this job? These are the skills that I have. And like make those match up to each other is gonna like align with the computer, the algorithm, and give you the best chances at getting the job that you want. And then a way that I would prepare for the Zoom calls or for the Zoom interview is I would start by researching, because as we've talked about in comm, research is the foundation. So I would research like the company I was applying for. I'd maybe find like people on LinkedIn who have done the same kind of jobs and like what skills they have and like they talk about and what their resumes look like and things like that. I would try to see who I was getting interviewed by if that was possible and I could figure that out. I try to figure out who they are, maybe find their LinkedIn, and find, you can kind of get a sense of like who, like, what they value and like who they are as like a person, before actually going in there. I'd look up recent projects that they'd be doing, so that way I'd know, like when I walk in there, like I know about their company and I know what they're doing and I know that I'm going to be a good person to be in this spot for this specific reason because I can help with this, and this. So I thought that was like, I think that was like the like best part about it is doing that or having research like behind it to like support it. And like support what you're talking about in the interview. I think that would like go a long way. So, thank you.